say, what's cracking YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a pro violation. Yard down! Now let's hop right up into this video today. And so I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna put this video up on my other page too. I got another page I've been trying to create. I haven't really been on it much as I want to, but the name of that is called No Chill for Real. I'm gonna leave a link in the description, and even if you don't plan on watching, I hope that you will go over there and at least subscribe, get me to 1,000 subscribers, get me monetized. I'm gonna definitely start getting on that. Now that page primarily is gonna be just a lot of funny stuff, you know, me reacting to stuff, me just clowning, having fun with videos and stuff like that, right? But I'm gonna also use this channel right here to try to draw some traction and attention to that other channel until I get it up and going like I want to. So once again, go to my other channel, No Chill for Real, and at least subscribe even if you don't plan on watching, right? So I think this video right here is very important, right? I know this is not necessarily the norm of what I'm used to doing and what people is used to seeing on my channel, but I think this video is just extremely important. And for those of you guys that's new to my channel, I did 24 years in prison from 1994 till 2018. I grew up in a small town known as Bannon, California. Everybody was extremely close, especially the black people. You know, we addressed people's parents by Mr. and Mrs. and there was a lot of importance placed on being respectful, right? And so one of the things that I noticed when I got out in 2018, it seemed like black people in general everywhere had a lack of unity, respect, and black pride. I grew up at a time when there was not a whole lot of black television shows on TV. There was not even necessarily a lot of black people on TV. And so it seemed like when we would see somebody black, someone that looked like us, somebody that we could relate to, we rooted for that person, you know. We would see black people that we didn't even know everywhere, and we was taught to speak to them and so on and so forth, right? You definitely had respect for people who was considered your elders, right? So today, I happened to just run across this video on Instagram, right, where you had this young black dude, man, sucker punching, and on top of that, he was a security guard, and he happens to sucker punch and dope fiend this older black lady. Now the caption in the video said that he did it because she was stealing. So anyway, let me just show you guys this video. Now, the first thing that came to mind when I watched that video is, if that security guard had done that to somebody that I knew, somebody that I loved, I would find him as quick as possible and he would be out of there ASAP. You know, I watched it a couple times and I was extremely upset, right? But then I had to watch it again in a mature mind, right? And then I got to thinking, are the thoughts that I'm having now, are those same thoughts the reason why you have so many blacks who don't care what happens to other blacks and are willing to do things like this, right? When I watched the video initially, my thoughts automatically went to revenge, because I'm thinking, man, first and foremost, that's not even your job description. That goes over and beyond, I'm sure, what they have taught you to do and told you to do as a security guard. To my understanding, for the most part, all those security guards are supposed to do is just document and report. They're not even supposed to put their hands on a person when they catch them stealing. And I highly doubt that dude will be at that job 3 years from now, if that long. You know, I just don't think that being a security guard all his life at a Dollar Tree are his life goals. You know, he seemed like a pretty young individual, right? And then I'm thinking also, who in the hell was recording that video? Because obviously the person doing the recording was in a position to get a good shot. So obviously they knew that this dude had planned to do that, right? Now, like I said, I believe the caption said that this lady was stealing, right? And so he done this to stop her from stealing. Well, we don't know her situation. Maybe she was homeless. Maybe she was hungry. Maybe she had some mental issues. Maybe she lived in a 7-bedroom mansion with 4 bathrooms and just felt like stealing that day. But whatever her reasons were for stealing, this dude was not not supposed to assault that lady and punch her like that. Then on top of that, when we see this young coward sucker punch this lady who looks like she's old enough to at least be his mother, you couldn't even knock her down. Not that you were supposed to, but you blindsided this lady. You couldn't even knock her down off her feet. And once she got her wherewithal and she looked around and seen what was going on and she started to approach the dude, this dude started backpedaling. To me, it's just, it's just a sad, sad situation when we have got to the point where we just don't care about our own people. And in my honest opinion, that's just something that needs to be said. I don't know where this happened at. I don't know where it occurred at. But that individual, that dude who did that, extremely foul, man. And I think when we see videos like this, black people as a whole should be in an uproar the same way they would be in an uproar if the person striking that lady was another race, right? I see no problem with having love for all races the same way I see no problem with having a strong love for your own race as well, because we got to keep it 100, right? If we don't care about us, who will in this time and age? We still see so many assaults, beatings, shooting, and killings of black people by police who are wearing body cams. They know they're wearing body cams and they still go on to do stuff like that. We just seen not too long ago, you had the individual in New York in a jail who was beat by all these correctional officers and killed. We just had some recordings come out not too long ago. Somebody was recording a training sergeant or some type of hiring sergeant in the Los Angeles Police Department. And this dude is making racial comments about blacks, calling them, disparaging names and stuff like that. So I just say it's just so much stuff going on, And here we are in the year of 2025, a date that almost sounds like it's something from the space age. If you grew up especially watching the Flintstones and the Jetsons and stuff like that, this is a date that seemed like it would just never come, like the world would be over before we approach 2025. And it just still seems like it's so much hatred and negativity towards black people. And then what's worse, we still continue to play a big role in it and contribute to those things ourselves, man. So it's just crazy, right? Like I said, I don't know where this dude was, where this video happened, man, but somebody needs to say it, man. Black people, we definitely have to do better, man. I don't know what this dude grew up thinking to even make him think that it was okay to do something like that. And so to me, it kind of seems like as we get further and further away from the times of slavery, the times when blacks couldn't eat in certain restaurants, had to drink from certain water fountains, had to ride in the back of the bus, couldn't work certain jobs, couldn't live in certain areas, as it appears we are making headway, that black people care less and less and less about the struggle that the generations before them went through. And so basically what I'm trying to say is, it seems like as black people get further and further away from those generations that had to struggle, they care less and less about the struggle. The struggle is not being relayed or conveyed to certain decades. And so, of course, and obviously, the further and further that black people get away from those times and that era where blacks had to struggle and endure racial hatred and stuff, the less and less black people seem to care. I think that it was those incidents back in those days that, of course, made black people have a stronger bond to each other. And once again, like I say, now that those things aren't happening and it doesn't appear to be as much racism, we have got away from that, and we have got away from loving and respecting each other just on the strength of a person being black, right? But anyway, y'all, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. To me, that was just a upsetting and a horrible video, man. And I hope somebody somewhere can get a hold of that security guard and talk some sense into that young dude and let him know that what he did was in no way, shape, or form right. Was it funny? And no way was it something to record and also put out there on social media like it should be something that should be laughed about. Anyway, you already know what this is. It's your boy 16 to Life. Be sure to go to my other channel, No Chill For Real. I'm going to leave a link in the description. I'm gone.